Today's video, that was cut into many other videos, is brought to you by Sushi Ab. Sushi Ab. Because they have really good price sushi, and every time you go there, the music's different, the people that work there are different, everything's different, but the food is still amazing. But different. It's amazingly different. I've been there like 10 times. I've stalked the Facebook page. Yeah. And by brought to you, I was being sarcastic, of course.
Hello, everybody. We're broadcasting. Anyway, hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another edition of Paradigm Shift, an educational comedy. And me, Dave, is here with Richard, as usual. And we have Timothy, a.k.a. Tivo7777, a.k.a. a lot of other things. And we are here to discuss art. So I am going to activate the screen share mode. Here is the infinite Google loop of infinity, and we're going to minimize that. And here is the profile, Tivo77777 on DeviantArt.
I actually got that nickname from camp. It's supposed to be Tivo, but I didn't want to get sued, so it became Tevo. Because I record everything and I play it back.
Okay, so should I be clicking on featured or on all?
Just click the little pictures on the side, the gallery folders. You can do that if you want.
So your art focus appears to be guns and military equipment and things of that nature.
Well, I also do poems and I also do stories and maps. But most of my poems, I just complain about people I come into contact with.
Yeah. So I guess we can skip the Grumpy Kitty segment and go into the visuals. Come on, my browser. There we go. So I'm guessing improved real-life guns. So you're taking specifications from actual weaponry.
That's an actual design.
And adding to them what you feel is an improvement.
It's called a PTR-32. I renamed it. Yeah, it's an actual thing that H&K tried to sell, but they couldn't get anyone to buy it. It's a G3 that's running 7.62 by 39. The original guy who made the design, his name is Dalt TT. I took the design and I fit inside the AK mag, and then I shaded the design because his designs are done in like black and white and gray. He doesn't have a lot of colors to them.
Yeah. Rich should probably be better with assisting me in conducting this because he knows a lot about the gun stuff, and I know two things about the gun stuff. The first thing is Jack, and the second thing is shit.
Well, it looks like you took a HK
G3.
Yeah, an HK G3, slapped a AK magazine on it, and called it golden. I actually kind of like it.
That's actually
because number one, you've got the fluted upper receiver on it, which is actually, based off of the original
HK33. That's what I used.
Well, yeah, I see what you used. I'm just saying it's based off of the Garot 06 and 06H rifles. Those were some of the very first rifles that they actually used the design to flute the brass. And, some of the designers from the Garot 06 rifles actually went to what became modern Heckler and Koch, but you basically took the reliability of an HK and kind of meshed it with it.
Oh, you mean the Spanish design,
AK.
the early Spanish design? The pre-G... Yeah, okay. So,
what do you use? What software do you use to make these?
Paint. Microsoft Paint.
That's pretty good for paint.
I was about to say, I'm sorry. That must be torture.
No, it's I've used things like GIMP and Paint.net, but I have a hard time with them because it requires more work. Because
this is like the best I can do with Paint. It's just boom, 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 and boom. I mean, that's pretty much it. Bang, bang, bang.
that I think William Black knows what the best is you can do with paint. but but that aside, yeah, GIMP is actually pretty easy for me. I mean, it has a lot to it, so at first it can provide the illusion of difficulty, but each of its components are really not all that difficult. It's just a lot to learn, and unfortunately a lot of people seem to associate a lot with hard. Almost like the concept of a grain of sand is not hard at all. And imagine thinking that, oh my God, there's so many grains of sand on the beach. I can't look at the beach. My brain is imploding. It's so hard. It's so much. When in actuality, okay, just look at the beach. It's a fucking beach.
Well,
So-
the weird thing is that like GIMP and Paint.net, they have a lot more features and they can do much better art. But the problem is that making changes takes more time, because the software is designed to be very, very specific. Like, if you use the paint bucket, it makes the entire thing black. It doesn't make one thing or one color black. It makes the whole thing black. So you have to click one button to have the selector. Then you have to select a specific color. Then you have to make sure that you selected the correct color. Then you have to change the color. Then you have to do like 3 other things, and then you can turn all the red stuff black. You can do that in Paint in like 3 seconds, which is why I prefer Paint. I also use Paint.net to make backgrounds different and have layers and all that stuff.
Well, then I guess you haven't discovered the select by color feature, to where if you want to change one color to another, you just select by color. It highlights everything of that color, then you select the color you want to fill it in with, edit, fill with color, boom, done. Which is, a really simple thing. Boom, done. You just apparently didn't know about that tool.
Mm.
So
Hey,
again,
Richard,
it's not a matter of difficulty, it's a matter of the illusion of difficulty.
yeah, Richard, do you know where you get your wood textures from?
Oh, when I do use wood, the thing is with wood and Pimp My Gun, it's really, really time consuming to make, and if you really get detailed with it, it can cause your machine to lag like a motherfucker. I generally get my wood, if I'm going to be using wood, really good fine wood texture grains. I get it from I'm looking at one of his works right here, Shockwave. He generally does pretty good wood texturing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if the ladies don't want to get their wood from Pimp My Gun, they can always get wood from Rich.
Okay. So, is it Dave?
Don't laugh then, Richard.
It's Dave, right?
Yes, it's Dave. What's up?
Okay. Do you see the 2 little guns on the side of your thing surrounded by poems?
Yes, I do.
Can you click those?
No, I absolutely refuse.
Okay, so this is my last design. This is kind of a weird design. This is literally me doing a magazine conversion for 2 AKs, and I swapped out the stock. I just wanted to see what would happen. It's gotten some pretty positive feedback.
The real problem I'm noticing with this AK design is the stock on there. Number one, you'd have to get a trunnion adapter on the rear stock, so that way that in all reality, that stock would fall right off.
Probably, yeah.
So you'd want to have like a rear trunnion adapter, so that way that stock could then. The only problem with those stocks is those are collapsible stocks, and the only way you'd be able to really be able to use it is if you had it like kind of slanted to one side. But
That's what they do for the MP5, yeah. The stock like slides like this into on the side of the gun.
Yeah, you can't really do that on an AK. I've learned it's kind of
it's too
hard.
fat.
If you really want to do a collapsible stock, I made the Tate Arms AK Commando, which is kind of something similar. And I just took like a basic AR stock and I got the AK trunnion adapter, so that way it would fit to like an AR style buffer tube. That's really kind of, if you're wanting to do something that would actually work, that's what would work. Now, as for the magazine, you took an MP5 magazine, which they have done that. That is a modification that does actually exist. It's known as the AK-9 or 9mm AK variant. They've actually developed such a design, and they've experimented with it. So that does in fact exist. It's a very real design. Do like the grip, but the only thing I can really say that you could work on or change is the stock, because
Just a word of advice about the AK-9 that fires 9x39, not 9x19.
Okay. Well, it's either 9x39 or 9x18 Makarov, which is
I know the Bizon can fire 9x19. I know it takes 9x19 mags or 9x19
well,
rounds.
I've seen AKs that can fire 9mm parabellum. I've literally seen AKs that shoot 9mm. So
Maybe they're conversions.
I didn't know there
something.
was such a I didn't know there was such a caliber as 9x39, but I'm pretty sure that I've seen AKs out there, 9mm para AKs that shoot 9x19 parabellum ammunition, 9mm. So,
Okay, yeah.
Wow, that was pretty good. You know what? Stay tuned. The next video that will be uploaded is the rest of our long, slightly completely unstructured interview, where we talk about nation states and the motivations behind my art instead of guns and saying hi to each other. So that's what's going to be. It's going to be nation states on top of nation states. If you don't like nation states, skip the next video. Just skip the next video. It's an awful nation states video. It goes on about writing, plot, politics, the setting, the characters. Just skip to the third video that's going to be uploaded. That's the one where where we talk about the thing that's not Facebook but is a thing. Stay tuned, people.